And so I came down to the conclusion. Kyrie Irving, if he wants to be able to score against the Boston Celtics, he's got to shift the way he attacks the Boston Celtics, who have all this length, and Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Chris Stapps in that back line, Al Horford in that back line. He has to stop using his Kyrie attack, and he has to shift that more to an Allen Iverson style of an attack. And I'm going to show y'all examples if y'all haven't really watched AI. We're just going to watch AI highlights for a second, right? But the reason I say that is because when you go against a Tatum, when you go against a Brown, when you go against a Holiday, Derek White, when you decide to hit 2, 3, 4 moves, right, after your first one don't work, what's usually going to happen? They have the length, they have the size, the speed, the reaction to be able to get right back in front of that move, and you're right back to where you started, or even worse, because now you don't know where to go. And so you're going to see how Kyrie got stuck after his first move. But when he decided to commit to his first move, when he decided to use his first move at the right time, is when he was able to get his buckets. But before we even see his buckets, let's watch some AI buckets. I want you to notice one thing. How simple Allen Iverson's attacks are. How many moves he uses before he goes into his attack. I just want you to watch. Just want you to watch. Transition, easy lays there. Easy lays. Triple threat shot. Bucket from 3. Basic shit going on. Jab, 2 dribbles, stop, fade, bucket. I just want you to notice how little dribble moves he takes. And I'm just going to let this shit play out, and I'm just going to mention this shit as it goes along. And then I'm going to show you how Kyrie was getting his buckets against the Celtics. This shit is so basic. Rip through left, stop, float before he gets to the big bucket. I haven't even seen this before. Actually, I've seen this once. I watched this on my free time. Late quarter, of course you got to get that shit up quick. That's a tough bucket. That's a tough bucket. Off one, stupid tough bucket. Lucky ain't hit that shit right there too. Pick up, shot. Mind you, this dude about 6'1". Iverson cut, bucket, shot. Like, this is so simple. This shit is so simple. And the reason he always got this shit is because people knew he was on GOAT, and he was going to want to also get to the rim. And he wasn't going to play with you. He wasn't going to play. He was going to get his shit off, and he didn't care where you was. He didn't really care where you was. Trigger step, 2 dribble, fade across the middle, over a big 7 foot. Come on. Basic. Fade, boom, reverse pivot out to the midi. That's a bucket. 2 jabs, shot over the top, bucket. I want you to understand how quick AI is going right now in comparison to how quick Kyrie is gonna go when he does score against the Celtics. Just compare that. Compare that with the next few possessions, right? Transition, of course, you're gonna keep it simple, straight to your spots, pull up, of course. Yeah, and he was MVP. He was MVP, by the way. 2001. Basic. This reminds me of literally play Kyrie had last night. Dribble right, boom, little scissor step. Hezzy on that, get to that middle, float. Catch, 2 dribble pull, going to that right side bucket. You see how quick these are? This is why he scored average, 35? Or some shit? This is why he averaged 35. No dribble moves necessary. Just get into his buckets. Mind you, no dribble moves. Getting straight to his spots. Curl to that left side. Fade, bucket. Catch, change of direction. That's the tough bucket. That's the ones that you'll see late game. Like, this is probably his right here where they throwing everything at you. And you got to find some shit to get off. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because even the time and place in this game, they don't have this. Oh, 48 left in the game. Catch, change direction behind the back, Euro, boom, float. That's when you got to tap into your bag and really use moves that does exert more energy. Not every single play, not just in the middle of the second for no reason. Triple threat shot, catch, bucket. Now, mind you, Kyrie might not have that shot right there alone, right? He might not have that because 6'2", they have a back line, they loaded up on the help, so the person that's in front of him going to play him a little tighter, right? And so he may not have that triple threat shot over the top like that. AI did have a little more room. He did have a little little more space between him and his defender. And he ain't shooting as great of a clip as Kyrie did as well. So you're seeing the makes, but he did also do these shots with a lot of misses. I'm going to see both sides, you know what I'm saying? I got to mention that. So,
you know, had a problem a couple weeks back in the game we did where you got a cut there and left the game.
caught, rip, right elbow, bucket. Let's get through a couple more plays. Catch and shoot, shot right there. Downhill, steam, stop in the middle, float. Keep it pushing. Offensive rebound, I believe. Boom. Bring that right back out. Midi. Pull up to the left side. 1 dribble. Pull. Bucket. Flare out to that corner. Bucket. Watch Kyrie and how he scores in this game comparison to how AI attacks. Right? And then we're going to look at his misses and see how those attacks differed from his makes and how AI plays as well. So notice here. Kyrie had Drew Holiday. I got Derek White. Now on the switch. He's taking away that middle at this point in time. But watch Derek White. Sometimes defenders cook themselves when you stay patient because he just hopped himself towards that baseline, towards that sideline, opened up that middle. Kyrie now rips attacks, gets into a pickup over the top, lay right there. No dribble move, right? No dribble move. That's his first field goal, right? Caught it right corner, baseline out of bounds play. Derek Lively on the screen. Now watch Jason Tatum, right? Watch Jason Tatum. Boston's going to switch everything like we all know, but what does Jason Tatum do on the switch? He switches back. He don't switch up on Kyrie from this corner because he probably like, oh, he don't got too much space. I'm chilling. I got the length. I can contest. But Kyrie, you drop back. I shoot that over the top. Boom, bucket. Second field goal right there and then. Got a little hype early on because I got my first few to drop, right? Now, Jaylen Brown. Not the best matchup for Kyrie. You know the size. You know the length. You know all that, right? So now, instead of keeping Jaylen Brown on me when I go in attack late quarter, give me Sam Hauser, right? Give me Sam Hauser. And watch what he does on this attack. Works himself right. Reading Porzingis, he gets out. Quick little hezzy. Gets right there to the bucket. That's 3. No dribble moves. You have not seen him use a dribble move, right? Pay attention. Looking over the shoulder of Porzingis, he gets out the paint. Quick little twist right there. He can't keep up with me. I'm too quick. Pick up that ball early. Give me that lay. High pickup as well. That's a tough bucket. And now this play right here. You will be so enticed by the way this play is about to go to get thrown off by how the ball is moving and the rhythm of the game and how chaotic it could get that you may get deceived and fooled into doing so much shit. But you really don't need to, right? And so when Kyrie doesn't just have an isolation, how is he going to score in situations? P.J. Washington bringing the ball up the floor. Kyrie on the floor by himself. Luka resting, right? And P.J. Washington, he's not a point guard. And so initiating plays does get tough because it requires one skill that not a lot of hoopers have and is very difficult to then gain, which is the ability to know that you're going to pass without wanting to sell that to the defense. Because you know you're going to initiate a play, you're not seeking to score. A lot of hoopers at all levels have a hard time dealing with that exactly, right? Which is why you see a wing bring the ball up or a forward bring the ball up, and it's so easy to predict that they're going to pass the ball. And it does get chaotic like this, right? And so just with all this transpiring, Kyrie has to save the ball, almost turns the ball over, right? We're really fighting for every possession right now. Kyrie, handoff right here with Kleber. Gets to his left side, Derek White, boom, hedge over Kristaps, and now this is a completely different attack. Because even though Derek White is still on me, I ain't get a switch. He's not set right in front of me. He's not standing there able to hone in on all the moves I'm about to do. So what Kyrie is able to now do is get to the lane and able to get to the rim. High pickup, that's tough. Caught that back behind the head. Tough bucket, right? 4th time. He ain't really used a dribble move. Maybe the change of direction to the other side of the screen or some shit. 4 buckets, no dribble moves. And now I got Drew Holiday. Late 3rd quarter. Pay attention. Because that right there is what allowed all that to work. All he needed then is not a dribble move, but it's simply a change of pace and a change of levels. That's all he needed. Instead of utilizing the tween cross, allow him to find your rhythm when you attack, going from relaxed and then getting quick is really the most deceptive attack. Because he has no base here, looking over his shoulder, drop, boom, swipe with the off arm, get my angle, boom, I attack, I get to the free throw line. Another opportunity right there. That's the 5th time, right? These are all the times he scored that I've shown you as well. Just like we had seen with AI. When AI used a dribble move, it was purposeful, right? There is a reason he did so. Kyrie goes left. He Tatum on the switch, or you're seeing if Tatum going to switch. He doesn't. Hard dribble left, bring that back to his right side. Gafford clears out. I attack right. Get here, pull in Tatum as help. Drop off to Gafford. Boom, right there. He gets that dime. No bucket, but created a bucket, right? So now keep it going. This time in transition. Like we've seen many times with AI. How is he attacking transition? No, not trying to play, not trying to use a whole bunch of extra moves. I'm just going to see who's going against me. They're backpedaling. I attack it with my speed. Kyrie with this crafty finishing veers straight to that left hand. Again, no dribble moves for his buckets. No dribble moves, right? All the buckets you see Kyrie getting resembles that of Allen Iverson. But I want you to remember all these and compare it to the ones that he is missing, because those are the majority. Those are the majority of the buckets that he's missing. Now you got Derek White calling out on that screen right here. Boom, let's make that switch. Regardless, you can't hide KP. And now even once I get to Kristaps Porzingis, right, notice what I do. Toss that ball out quick, speed lay, right, underhand. Give me that bucket. No dribble move. No dribble moves. No dribble moves needed for Kyrie to get his buckets throughout this entire course of the game. But now this is where it shifts. This is where the game shifts. From where Kyrie was, or not really where it shifts, but this is how it differs, right? So you've seen Kyrie get all his buckets thus far throughout this game, create shots throughout this game off of not needing to use dribble moves, right? He just got straight to his spots, ripped through, boom, got there. All right, boom, toss that ball out, boom, got there. No dribble moves needed. He was just getting his buckets. Quick, easy, utilizing his speed against players who really aren't as quick as him. But if he tries to be shifty, they can stick with him, right? So now notice the shots that he's going to miss. Watch the shots he misses, right? And the first play right here, what I want to talk about are on these ball screens, right? Pay attention to the spacing of Kyrie and Derrick Jones Jr. When Kyrie goes left, look at all that room between Kyrie and Derrick Jones. With a defender like Drew Holiday, you can't leave all that room. The screener's gonna have to get up a little higher. You're gonna have to set up that a little better as the ball handler. And so Drew Holiday blows up that first one, right? Now, notice what ends up happening again. You call for that screen because you know Horford don't really want to switch this. Watch the spacing, right? Watch the spacing. When Kyrie goes, way too much room for Drew Holiday on a ball screen. He's gonna blow it up every time. You're not gonna be able to get any good angles. So now you get here. Drew Holiday's able to get in front. Al Horford there, you got no space. Damn near turned the ball over. Luckily, you get it right back. But right there, an attack that did not go your way at all. Bad screening angles. But this right here, this habit that Kyrie has is what caused him to get locked up by Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and even a lot of the defenders on the Boston Celtics. He turns his back to Derek White. He now gets a switch with Jaylen Brown. You seek this right here for a second. He clears out. All right, now I'm going to go, right? Let me read this weak side. Let me see how it's stacking up. And now I'm just going to get into my go. But watch what he does after his first move, right? Watch what he does. Hard go to that left. He stops, change of direction. He's a little held up at the hip. And then he gets to the mid-range and he decides to turn his back. That's the wrong thing to do in that situation. Because when you go against a Jaylen Brown, a Jason Tatum, particularly those two guys, or even Drew Holiday or Derek White, what Brown and Tatum really allow them to do is once you get closer to their body, it allows them to then use their length that they have to then reach the ball or just to disrupt your rhythm as a whole. So now when he turns his back to Jaylen Brown, he's able to now get here, pokes it around from the side. Kyrie gets it. Boom, he gets called for the travel right there. That was first quarter attacking Jaylen Brown, right? Turnover on that first go. So that first move leading to a stop and then a change of direction when he turns his back. Turnover. He's got Drew Holiday. Turns his back, gets into the post, tells PJ Washington cross screen for Luka, see if we can get that switch of Derek White. Could we get anything here? Nope, we don't got it. So Kyrie, take matter into my own hands. So now Drew Holiday, I face him up, I attack, I turn my back off that change of direction, and now what ends up occurring? I don't know where I really want to go. They're great at guarding the post. They have the size. I can't really create that much space. I give it up to Luka, and now practically at this point, we're panicking. 6 seconds on the clock. Luka spin up high, pick up, throw that up, they get a stop. 0 for 2. One move, go, stop, change, turns the back. Great defense by a defender. He kicks it out. They don't get anything. 0 for 2 right there. Right? And now this time here, pay attention. Even in transition, we getting down. I get off of Drew Holiday. I get Jason Tatum. Watch what he does. Watch what he does. Continuation. Off that first move, I got nothing. I stop. I turn my back. Poke around from that backside because Tatum, Brown, when you decide to turn your back off that stop because they're able to stay in front because they have the speed, they now poke around from behind. They utilize their length. You're in closer quarters and now disrupts your whole rhythm and probably is going to lead you to a turnover. So when it comes down to a playoff game, you're like, all right, that was just 2-3 possessions. That's 2-3 possessions that if you capitalized on, you lost by 7, right? Not saying they will score on them, but you lost by 7. So if you're able to avoid that going into the next game, clean up all the other sloppy stuff going on, the missed free throws, giving up the 40-footers at the end of quarters, finishing out all quarters strong, that could shift the tide of the game and the series as a whole if you just sharpen up and attack more strategically, right? But now I want y'all to notice this next part. How Kyrie is missing the rest of his shots. Because it's not just these 3 plays, right? It's not just those 3 plays. Watch the rest of these shots that he's going to take. For the rest of this game, I really want y'all to pay attention to how he's going to miss these shots. I got Peyton Pritchard. And 2, most importantly, I forgot to even say this. I'm bugging. How many moves he's going to use before he attacks. You seen him get all those buckets, right? When he was just go. No dribble move. Go. Right? Pace. Drop my level. Go. When he got all his buckets, watch what he does now. Right? We know Kyrie has a handle. He could do any move that you even put to your mind. But just pay attention to what's going to happen now as a result. He's got Pritchard. They now getting spaced out. He's waiting. Tween, cross, tween. Way more dribble moves than he used even for one possession. Drop, spin, fade on that baseline. Pritchard still in front. He missed short. I want y'all to see that again, right? I want y'all to see that again. He shoots this fade with all those moves. He misses short. First time. Let's keep racking them up. Next possession. Let's go full speed on some of these. He's got Jason Tatum. In and out. Cross. Tween. Cross. Stop. Pull up. Short. On that possession alone, once again, you still racking up the dribble moves. Now, Kyrie, this will work for a lot of players you go against. A lot. It'll work for a lot of teams. But for the Celtics, this is where you got to put that shit in the compartment of your bag where it can no longer be seen. So you could do what you need to stay efficient, right? And so now even here, you get to stop, length from Tatum, hand from Brown. Don't want to kick that to Derrick Jones Jr. He don't shoot that quick. And now you end up missing that one short after a whole bunch of dribble moves again, second time, right? Now we end up coming down this left side. This play is going to be a little different, right? Because you got Derrick White. Those post-ups he had before, Tatum, Brown, Drew Holiday. And he ended up turning the ball over or they got a bad shot. But this shot right here from Kyrie, very simple, quick, inefficient, and notice where he misses this one. Left rim. Ain't missing the short. Appreciate that sub, Gio. Appreciate that sub. But he ain't missed the short. Missed it left rim. So different type of miss. Less moves needed. Great look created. Because even on that separation off that bump, got all that room. Great look from Kai. But then he just ends up missing that one. That's a great look. So now continuously watch the rest of these other misses, right? Continue to watch the rest of these. Got Jason Tatum on another isolation, top of the key. How many moves he gonna use? How many size up moves he gonna use? Boom, walking him down. Boom, hezzy, cross, step back, shot, and I miss short. Third miss short after a series of moves needed to then get to his shot. But now, even off offensive rebound, notice how he's gonna get this bucket though, in comparison to all those other ones, right? He just finds himself right here. One dribble, gets his space a little back, and he knocks that one down. And he did way less prior to getting the shot off in itself, in comparison to the ones where he used 5 dribble moves, 4 dribble moves, right? Like I said, he's got to keep the dribble moves in a compartment of the bag that it can no longer be seen for the series. So now, Pay attention, even with the Kristaps switch, right? He got Kristaps. Bigger, like slower feet. All right, maybe you could get by those and then get to the rim, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. But notice what happens now. Kristaps utilizing his length. Cross right there, tween, hezzy, drop, cross, step back. That's a tough move. A lot of y'all admire those moves. Those are the ones that we see in highlights and it's like, yo, that's tough. I want to be able to do that. But notice how this turns out once again. Short. Now, why do I think he continues to miss all these shots short? Let me tell y'all in a second. Y'all just need to see all of them. I need y'all to see all the misses that's transpired in this game so y'all really understand, right? He now goes to this right side off this screen, ends up getting right back into Derek White, spins, boom, float with the left, short. Oh, man, another short shot. Even with the float, don't matter. Pay attention. This is still going on. Kyrie gets this middle of the floor, Derek White, right? Actually, this one's going to change slightly. Now, we watched the AI. We watched his clips. We watched his highlights. We've seen how he gets busy. We've seen how he gets his buckets. But now, when it comes to Kyrie and him getting his, notice how this move and the one that AI would do are very similar. Rip left, step back, shot. Where is he going to miss this shot? I can tell you one thing. It's not going to be short. That's back rim. Not a bad miss at all. And as a matter of fact, if we really do look at this miss in itself, right, and look at it exactly where this hits on the rim and compares to the other one that he had from the post and where that one hit on the rim, this one, left back rim, right? Left back rim. Other one he had in the post, left rim. Two lefts, a lot of shorts, and another ones you make when you keep shit simple. So it could be something that as to which Kyrie, you may just make a slight little adjustment in your preparation in the form, the mechanics. I'll get that off that left side of the rim, and now that can get a little more right, and it goes in, right? So I'm not sure exactly what it could be. He probably has all the little notes in his brain about his jump shot and little things I adjust when the ball goes here, the ball goes there. But that may just be Kyrie for himself. That's something he gotta reflect on. But just a commonality. Just had to point it out. Just thought about it right now. But now notice this shot right here. Pretty sure this is the last shot as well, right? Now you got Jrue Holiday, 3:54 left in the game off this screen. He chased over, blows it up. Bad spacing on that once again, right? You leave too much space for Jrue Holiday. So now he gets right back into the play. Tween back, hezzy pull up. Where does that shot end up going? Short. Goes off the back rim. But, like I said, though, like all those shots before, short. Misses another one short. Now, the reason I think he's missing all these short when he adds more moves is just he's using more energy to then be able to, before he gets into a shot, so now he has less legs to be able to use on that shot, right? And also, we haven't seen him take no off the dribble shot where he practically took no dribble moves at all and see how that looked like in itself. But that could also be a good indicator. And if I had to guess of where that would go, probably be left rim, like we see in all those other two misses, right? And so for Kyrie and his attack going forward in the series, if he makes the adjustment of saying, all right, I'm going to take more of the Allen Iverson approach. I'm going to get straight to my spots. I'm not going to use dribble moves unless I need to. And then also I'm going to make sure that when I do change direction against most of these defenders, I'm not going to change direction and turn my back and then try to play out the post against them because they're great guarding the post. And I just don't have the size for that, right? So if we see going forward, game 5 or game 3, game 4, and then even if there's more games beyond that, if they want to be able to stick in this series, Kyrie's got to simplify shit. He's got to condense shit. He's got to say, all right, all these dribble moves, I'm not going to use it unless I need to. I'm just going to go. And if I don't want an isolation, I'm going to get into a pick and roll or some sort of handoff to where I can be able to manipulate the angle of the person who's primarily guarding me so then I can be able to get downhill. I can get to the mid-range. I can be able to get to my spot without having to do these sides of to shift the defender's angle, right? It's making everything easier for him if he decides to use a pick and roll, use a handoff, or he just uses less dribble moves as a whole.